Hello, everyone. For the injury report, we've just had 4 changes. Russell Wilson will be full, Darius is full, Mike Purcell is full, and Mike Boone is full. Everybody else is the same.
Coach, you've mentioned the usage of tight ends this year, obviously with the 3 guys, including Beck at fullback. How does maybe introducing a guy like Greg Dulcich give you more flexibility with what you can do personnel-wise?
It's going to allow us to do a lot of different things. You have another guy that can stretch the field vertically, a guy that he strains in the run game and in the pass protection. So anytime you can put those guys out there, their skill sets are so unique that it'll be fun to have them out there.
Coach, what's the extent of Dalton Reisner's injury, and will that prevent him from playing on Monday?
Right now it was back tightness, and so we just wanted to be sure we cleared that up, and so we've gone through that process, and we'll see how he is available for the game.
With Russell being a full participant, obviously, just have you liked the progress that he's made with that shoulder since the work he started?
I do. I mean, his work ethic is unbelievable, and when it comes to anything that if he feels a tweak here or there, I mean, he's nonstop trying to get everything right. So in the case of the shoulder, he's been working on it nonstop, and I mean 24/7. He's making sure that it's good, and that's how he's got to full so fast.
Aaron Rodgers was talking about you the other day.
No.
He was saying that it was much better year 2 than it was year 1. Year 1 had some growing pains, and part of it was because of verbiage. He was saying, is that big a deal, and do you have new verbiage here this year?
We do. There's a lot of newness, of course, for Russell, for the entire group. There's some that we've kept the same. There's some that we've changed, kind of like what we did when we were at Green Bay. But it is a new system, and we did have some major growing pains early at Green Bay, and we're having some of those right now. And we just need to push through those things and make sure that we're continually getting better.
You've had 4 primetime games, including this one, for the first 6 weeks, a short week, a couple of long weeks. How unique is that, just in terms of how you've had to adjust your schedule here over the past 6 weeks?
Very unique. I think we embrace it. We love it. We love being on prime time. We love having the ability to showcase our talents, and we need to get better in those prime time games. But for us, I mean, hey, however the NFL is going to set it up, that's what we're going to do. The most difficult thing I'd say is getting in that routine. Just a regular 7-day week. We really haven't been able to settle into, and with a new staff, new team, new group, we haven't had that. But that's no excuse. We still got to get out there, and we got to play at a high level.
There's a lot going on for Latavius Murray from having played over in London and then comes over here. Now that he's had a little bit of time, what do you kind of see from him in terms of the potential that he could add?
Yeah, Latavius is here because he wanted to go back to London. He wanted to see how many times he can get back to London throughout the year. But he's a true pro. I mean, it's another guy that has played in the league for a long time, had a lot of success, and to have him come in and pick up the system the way that he has been unbelievably impressive. From protections to run game to pass concepts, and everybody in that room's embraced him. Melvin, Boone, Divine, all those guys have done a great job. Coach Wheatley's done a great job with him. So I think just watching him as a true professional, how he handles himself in the huddle, are all great things. And now I'm excited to see him play on Monday night.
What have you learned about coaching on the road? I know it's a small sample size, and what is the key to getting over the hump in a road game?
Executing. I mean, we went through all those things, and for us, it's the self-inflicted wounds. I think that the guys just have to go out there, not press, not overthink it, and just play football like they were when they were kids.
Brandon Staley was sort of an innovator in terms of being aggressive and going for it. Obviously, taking criticism the last couple of weeks for decisions made there. I guess you're learning this as you go too. What is the line between trusting your gut, being collaborative, especially when the chips are down in situations like that?
Make sure it works. Regardless of what you decide, you got to make sure it works. That has been a huge topic of conversation, both for me as I start and all coaches across the league. There's this thing called analytics that are out there that give you a great starting point. And I think that's kind of, for me and all the coaches, I think that's what we want to hear first. What are the true analytics on that one? But in the end, it's about the play, it's about the players, and executing and making that play. So in the end, we have to execute, and you got to convert. And then it's a great decision. If you don't convert, it's a really, really bad decision. And that's part of the game on any play call that you make in any situation, whether it's first down, second down, third down, or fourth down. So he's very aggressive. He wants to go for it. He's going to listen to those analytics. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And you have to ride with your decision, your gut, and that's kind of where it balances out. If you feel like you have a good play, you want to go with it. If you don't, you'll probably end up punting it. So it's a great baseline, though, on how everybody's working through all this stuff, but it makes it more fun for entertainment in the game.
Do you think that in this sport, analytics has a different role than others? Because like in baseball, if you go by analytics, you get enough of a sample size where it's huge, whereas football, it's only 17 games and the situations are relatively limited.
That's a great question. I think everybody's analyzing analytics now, whether it's the right thing to do, where that information comes from, by yardage, by what happens after the play, both good and bad. It's funny because now the analytics have entered into the game that people, in my opinion, have been more aggressive. Everybody wants to go for it on fourth down because the analytics say so. And I'd be curious to see, diving into more recently, because that aggressiveness has changed. So that's changed some of the results of those plays. So, and those are things that we look at too. We're looking at every single thing across the board. When you compare to other sports, football to me is a completely different sport than others. It's not a flow sport. Every single play is completely independent of the other. There's so many situations that go into it, from the players to the weather to matchups to how different teams are playing. There's so many things that go into it, and that's why this is the best, my favorite sport in the world, is because those situations are ever changing.
Time for a few more. Your long snappers, neither one is snapped in a big league game. Any concerns there, or is there a way to measure composure, poise, as you're evaluating them out here?
I truly wish there was for every single position. A very, very intelligent man that coached for a long time named Richard Mann used to always tell me, "Your guy looks good, but once you get in front of 80,000 people with the cameras on them, things change." So I don't think we'll ever know 100%. I know that we've got two guys here that we want to see compete, and how they go after it to see who's going to be that guy, and we'll find out on Monday.
How do you make that decision on who a better long snapper is?
You watch them, you evaluate them, and you practice.
Is it a stopwatch? Is it a...
It's a combination of a lot of things. It's accuracy, timing, blocking ability, coverage ability. There's so many different things. After being a long snapper in my past, there's a lot of things that go into it. Again, we won't know until that game day, and that's the exciting thing about this game.
Were you a full-time long snapper or just like a backup?
Full-time. Yep, full-time and short.
How much did you have to work on that to kind of master that in practice?
A lot. I actually started when I was younger. Joe Valerio, Lou Aguiar, when I was a kid at Kansas City Chiefs, would have me come over and snap to him when Joe Valerio had to go to goal line and do different things. So I was kind of when I was like about 12, I was the snapper. So that's how I learned. I had to do it a bunch. We'd do it for tryouts and stuff. I remember some guys got mad at me because I might have been a little slow at times, but for the tryouts. But no, it's a very unique skill set. It's one of those things you never want to hear about them, but when things go bad, then you do. So it's not a great position to be at. It's a humbling experience doing that, but it is so necessary and so important to our team.
Could you knock a can off the fence?
Yes.
We'll do the last one, Kyle. Who kind of brings that physical presence running down the field? Do either of these two you guys trying out have that kind of physical presence and coverage like that?
Those are the things that we're looking at right now. I think for us and for most snappers, the most important thing is the accuracy, the velocity, and blocking. Those are the things that you want to have first. You have the other guys that can cover, but if you have that dimension down the field, that's always an added bonus.
Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Thanks.